entry to the game, Brood will have a pretty decent time.
Saw good game counter. You can kill all the spiders, lane against the Brood quite easily.
Yep.
And I do like Wraith King plus a nuker against Brood in lane. Typical melee owner, and Brood is a typical melee hero.
Oh, Cuckoo. Wraith Fire Blast into the Fortune's End. Split Earth not able to connect with the Timber Chain on the other side. And that's going to be first blood going to GPK. The Brood Mother already.
The new build, I think that's not a problem anymore.
Yeah, we see a lot of pipes as first item on Brood. Aghanim Scepter later. I mean, a lot of choices after the fact as we see the EMP come out. Split Earth is going to hit onto Nightfall. Fortune's End, though. Going to keep the Nyx Assassin in place. And it looks like another kill going the way of VP. So
into eventually an Ags will come out.
Arl,
be careful.
Very okay. GPK gets a bit with some extra arrows to make sure that somebody watches.
You guys can
Courier
do that.
taken out. Whitemon's Courier, that is, by save. He's going to take some damage on top of it. Nice some blocks coming out as DM making his way in the vicinity, looking for the Timber Chain opportunity. There we go, and this looks like a kill going the way of VP again. So 4-0 advantage, already 2K.
He's going to have an advantage, even against Lesh.
Zephyr with a very uncharacteristic miss on the Impale.
Zephyr doesn't have the levels he's used to playing with.
And we see some action top lane. Chakram is there with a setup from Save. Not enough to kill Whitemon yet. He's trying to get off the fatal bonds here as DM is pursuing him from behind. You see the Hex, Timber Chain will be another kill on the Whitemon. And DM is pretty freaking farm right. In fact, all 3 cores on VP are top net worth at this current point.
We were all thinking with the last pick Brood, what do you do to deal with this hero, but...
What do you do against Timbersaw? Oh, this might be it though. Yep, we see the Lesh coming with that Chronosphere set up into the Split Earth. Enough magic damage, and that is a huge kill for T1. They desperately needed it.
DM was playing really far as well, so similar to why Drow Ranger counters the Void. If you don't lose the ult, and also in the late game, the ult is on such a low cooldown. Oh, okay, Cuckoo makes a rotation.
GK, yeah, see the Spiraling doing so much damage. Face Edict, not enough, and now the Impale from Zephyr into the Split Earth. So nice turnaround here for T1 as you see Cuckoo making the transition, and this is where the hero starts to be a bit of trouble to deal with.
This is really nice from Cuckoo. So he's doing this thing where his webs are not really in an ideal state for farming.
My goodness.
But Brood is so fast. Timber can't chase Broodmother.
That tower got decimated. Save in the meantime does get the Earth Spike off. DM in the vicinity as well with the Chakram, but Zephyr on the sideline gets the Impale only onto Save though. Looks like it might actually be enough to get everybody out with their lives. Tornado ends up missing here, but Kingslayer might be dying again. Just getting chased by Cuckoo. It's really difficult to get away from this hero as a support for sure. But the fact that they took that tier 1 tower and like...
To do that, to rotate to another lane, but that is the only advantage that Broodmother has over Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Is to just run between the lanes quickly, and Timber spends all of this time chasing, and Timber's supposed to be the hero that's doing stuff at the moment.
And Whitemon getting chased by Nightfall, and one more crit will do it. Potentially ganked here. Trying to micro them to a high degree. GPK in the vicinity. Tornado misses though. Hits a couple of creeps, and that's about it. But a big stun from Zephyr onto 2. And now VP are on the run. Kingslayer just drops of his own accord. Cuckoo not mincing words here. Looks like the pressure's going to be applied again, but the Ice Wall is connected here. The slow progress is a Chronosphere on all 3 on the outer edges, but what is the follow-up? Buyback onto the Oracle now. The bash is online, so Save takes a tumble. Carl, in the meantime, taking some damage from the Chakram. We see the Sunstrike coming, but it's not going to connect on anybody as Nightfall has come to play as well. Tornado will hit the Leshrac. Trying to save him with Cuckoo here on the sideline. DM, you can see, taking some right-click damage, but as we see the Radiance now online at the 13.5-minute mark. So Nightfall still with that second life, but...
How is nobody dead? What's happening?
Well, Lion did die. That counts as somebody.
Wow.
Being faked out, GPK. Doesn't have a ton of mana to work with, and Nightfall still only with that level 1 ult, but running in. Gets that Wraith Fire Blast, but it's going to be dispelled there by the Vendetta, or dodged, I should say. But Broodmother, on the other hand, is going to get bursted down between the Chakram and the Finger of Death. So VP getting full control of their jungle again.
Just a little out of position there, you know, expecting that...
End of it with that Split Earth, like you talked about. That is I guess their version of Wombo Combo, not too bad, is Impale going to connect. T1 trying to surround DM here, but he is super tanky, and it looks like Zephyr's going to be the one that gets bursted down instead. Sunstrike coming up with the counter initiation with that chaotic offering, the disengage, as Whitemon's little golem will take a tumble. So it's only 1 kill. We see these little like mini fights, and only like 1 person dies, 2 people at most.
T1's very confident that they
good, in theory, chrono into whatever else that we talked about. But it does take some execution. We have some TPs down here. Cataclysm a little bit early. Not really going to hit anybody, but Chaotic Offering is only going to hit 1 because of the Yule Scepter on the save. And now the Chakram comes out. Nightfall in the midst of things. Oh, a big whirling death into the Timber Chain. Blows up 2 instantly on T1's side. And now they are on the run. DM opening up a can of whoop-ass on this Timber Saw. And that'll continue onto Whitemon. Wraithfire Blast applies and crits him down to the ground. Holy Jesus, DM. But we do see a 3-man smoke already from VP.
Oh, Cuckoo. There goes all the spiders. That's very sad for Cuckoo.
Man, DM is... Oh, got to hold that thought as the Warlock looks to be dead here. Didn't have Chaotic Offering, obviously, so... Doesn't provide much for his team without that shard, Jenkins.
Oh, he's going to get his TP cancel.
Yep, there's the cancel. Sunstrike to follow. Down goes the Spider. VP starting to take a little bit of a lead now. 4K net worth lead, and they should be going for this tier 1. But we do have the Aghanim Scepter Burrow, just like every other game on Nyx Assassin. First item, brown boots.
Okay, now you need the shard.
Yeah, we have a 9-man smoke overall. Nightfall the only one. Of course, he has that second life to work with. Zephyr burrowed up. No vision showing him right now, but double impale. All right, into the Chaotic Offering. They're using most of their resources onto Save, who's already only at half HP. And here comes the Cataclysm. Leshrac gets the Yule's off to save himself. The Chronosphere is going to clip 2, and it's the 2 supports. Very important to kill that Oracle, but both will buy back into the game. Now Carl trying to get out of this, but looks like he's going to fall here, but a nice split Earth comes out. Ends up saving him in the end, and VP have to run, despite Zephyr being completely out of mana. Too big. I mean, again, it's on the supports, but this is looking a lot like game, was it 1? Where we had a little bit of a stall here as we see the side cam onto Zephyr. Very important. Impale is going to connect. All right, the Mana Burn doing quite a bit. Nightfall going to get purged off. And he's ready to go back in again. Keep an eye on those polygons on the bottom of your screen as Roshan's getting quite low.
Let's see if
Cuckoo can go in and out of the pit, no problem. It's another aspect that we didn't really talk about. Splitter's going to connect again. This time they're going to go on save. BKB popped by 23 Savage. That is going to be enough to take out the support, and they know he does not have buyback. And now the pressure being applied to the Wraith King. He's going to go down, but that is the first life. I believe he does have Shard. Chronosphere just to ensure that they get this Roshan. Looks like Savage gets the snatch, so the actual Roshan ended up going to VP, but the Chaotic Offering now used in retreat here as VP attempting to get out. Deafening Blast applied there, but Nightfall completely surrounded and will finally be brought down. Didn't even have his Radiance on, by the way. Just trying to dodge that Spike Carapace, but interesting choice there. Either way, T1, very nice play overall. Yeah, refresher on GPK, so double Cataclysm available. But like you said, not the most setup to actually enable it.
It's not reliable is the issue. If they can get Lion on top of somebody where he doesn't just immediately die, then it's going to be a lot of damage.
Onto Nightfall, Zephyr not going to be able to hit the Impale there, but you can see the army of spiders are here. And the Mana Burn, again, not going to really matter too much in terms of the second life for Nightfall because of the Shard, but still pretty annoying that he can't stun anybody.
Zephyr is taking literally 0 damage.
I mean, it's percentage heal versus percentage damage. Which wins in the end?
Oh,
Cataclysm combo, it's a double! It's not even that much damage though now. 23 Savage gets off the Chronosphere. Gonna focus on the Invoker, but there's the false promise that you talked about. Trying to do the damage through that with the Impale to follow. The Burrowed Nyx is available still, getting those burrows or the stuns constantly as we have the Chakram. Nice Impale again from Zephyr, saving his teammate, but it looks like the Lesh will finally be bursted down. Chaotic Offering was never used. It actually took out the Warlock immediately as Save getting right-click now with Cuckoo's ult as well, and Kingslayer in the trees. Double kill for Cuckoo. And T1.
Oh, there's a gem too. That's a big deal because that's exactly how they're going to scout the Nyx in these fights, so getting that pushed out.
Toss the buyback on the save, and I mean, they grew their lead from 2 to 6K there in just this last few minutes.
Yeah,
so
mostly the...
T1 is in control right now. Oh man, the Vendetta with 23 Savage applying some right clicks. Time dilation. A bash again. DM. Timber chains to safety, but Cuckoo's here as well. So it looks like it's going to be the death of him. He has the flamethrower. Annoying to deal with, but not annoying enough. Does have buyback, though. It's
all of the spiders. I think the spiders are soaking up a ton of the damage.
Okay.
And Cuckoo didn't have a web in the position. It was kind of awkwardly placed where the spiders were splitting up. And I don't know if he was doing that intentionally. If he was, that's some god tier, like, where he can pick up an ag in himself.
Oh, yeah, of course.
As a greedy carry player, he will never be caught dead buying that himself.
Yeah, of course. Oh, GPK actually pops his refresher, or we see the Cataclysm come online.
The creeps.
The Meteor is there with the Spike Carapace, and yikers.
It's doing no damage because it's always surrounded by creeps or spiders.
Yeah.
Creeps get hit by it as well.
Well, who knew that
Broodmother counter? That's so strange.
That is such a random thing. As T1 very close to winning this tournament in this best of 5, game 5. They get that mid racks. Invoker's dead for 45 seconds. So this, I would think, is minimum 2 racks. Of course, the tier 2 still up top in that bottom lane.
Triple Chrono.
3 heroes. Save takes a tumble, big impale, only connecting on 1, maybe not so big after all, but there's the save onto DM. He can go back to base, but now the pressure is onto the Wraith King. That is the first life to come, but 23 Savage wants to go for the support, doesn't get into the fountain though. Completely surrounding Wraith King. 3 dead, T1 look to be winning this in great fashion. 2 is not available for the taking. Zephyr just setting up his base here inside the VP base. He's going to spike Carapace, which stuns through that EMP. And they're just going to focus on the buildings, of course, with this Diabolic Edict. 60 seconds of no Wraith King. He's just going to walk right in. Oh, he gets Hexed, though. Has to be careful. Cataclysm to follow, but a nice Yule Scepter. Who used that Yule Scepter, actually? What? That's a Wind Waker. Are you serious? I was going to say, we finally get to see it. As this tier 4 tower looked to be falling, you see the Time Walk reverse from 23 Savage, and it looks like T1 are going to be taking this game before Wraith King can even respawn. T1 looking so good. Another Cataclysm, but that one actually did decent damage, but it is over. T1 are your ESL 1 Summer 2021 Grand Champions. Jenkins.
Yeah, they're a few $100,000 richer now.
Yeah.
And good lord, good Gaben, did they